What is the real difference between the American Base DX versus the XD? And is it worth spending the extra 40 bucks to pick up the more expensive guy? In this video, we're going to put both these guys through the extreme test and find that exact thing out for y'all. So let's get into it. What is going on, Basehead family? Real quick, we've got to give a big shout out to, of course, Big Jeff Audio for hooking me up with the XD for this review. Now, I thought it'd be a little more interesting to make a review comparing these, so I went ahead and bought the DX as well. But of course, I ordered it from Big Jeff. Reason I like ordering from Big Jeff is just that, one, prices are great. Two, y'all, they ship this stuff out super fast. Gets to me in like 3 days. And of course, gotta give a big shout out to the sponsor of the channel, DefBonts. More from that here in a little while. All right, guys, of course, here's the DX and XD. Kind of confusing. Don't know why they named them so similarly, but it kind of makes sense. As you can see, very similar subs. Starting out with the DX. Here she is. Medium roll surround. Paper cone. Decently stiff dust cap. Nice rubber gasket. This is a stamped steel basket, but it's a nice white paint on it. This is a single voice coil. And we do have pretty small leads, but this is a 300 watt RMS sub, so you don't really need anything big. This being a single voice coil, I'm actually not really too upset with that. We have venting around here. And then down here, we have a double stack 90 ounce motor. This guy is a single 4 ohm voice coil, 600 watts max, 300 RMS. And then bringing it over here to the XD, have a little bit bigger medium roll surround. We do have the red stitching, which looks really nice. Definitely have a stiffer cone, same dust cap, same gaskets, same stamped steel baskets. We have the same small terminals, but the big difference with this guy, of course, this guy's a dual voice coil. So we have a voice coil here and a voice coil over here. Have a little bit bigger coil too. We'll go over that in a second. Down here, we do have a little bigger motor. This is a double stack 125 ounce motor. We got the dual 2 ohms, so we can wire it up to 4 ohm. We do have some extra venting around here. And this guy is a 1000 watts max, 500 RMS. Here's a little side-by-side comparison of the two. You can grab these guys over on Big Jeff Audio. Again, 80 bucks for the DX, 120 bucks for the XD. 300 watts RMS, 500 watts RMS. This guy does have a 2-inch coil, whereas the bigger fella has a 2.5-inch dual voice coil. FS, very similar, teeny bit lower on this guy. The sensitivity is really the same, and this guy has a little bit better X-Max. Getting up real close, you can see this guy actually has a little bit nicer tinsel leads than we have over here. These guys are thinner than this guy, and of course, dual voice coil, so we have 2 of them, so just all around, this seems to be a better sub. Well, in this video, we're going to be hooking both of these up. We're going to play some songs through them, see how each of them sounds, see how each of them does with some really low notes. Then we're going to hook them up to the meter, see how loud we can get each of them. Then maybe we'll do an RMS test, see how long, each of these last on a 40 hertz test tone. But real quick before we do that, guys, got to give a huge shout out to DefBonts for sponsoring the channel. Quick word from them, then back to the video. YouTube, if you want to buy some equipment that you know is going to last you, that you can put in, it's going to work well, it's going to sound great, and you want something that is going to be an awesome bang for the buck, no matter what your budget is, and you guys, you got to go check out Alfred Audio. Of course, they have their DefBonts lineup that you see here. Bunch of great subs from them, all the way from $100 budget subs to top of the line $1,000 subs. Same goes for amps, guys. They have tons of options, anywhere from super compact, great quality amps to absolutely massive 20Ks. If you need it, they got it. Or if you want to save a little bit, their Avatar line is awesome as well. Still absolutely great quality stuff at a little bit cheaper price. In my big build that I did this past summer, of course, I ran 8 of the Avatar SDU 15s, and I could not have been happier with that setup. Those subs were a great value and took the power like nobody's business. Link, of course, to Alfred Audio in the description below. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring this channel. and just for honestly being a huge supporter of it. And once again, thank you. So back to the video. All right, first up, we've got the DX hooked up in this CT Sounds box. I believe this box is about 2 cubic feet, turned to around 36 hertz. I could be wrong, but hey, it should be a decent little box for trying this out. So first off, let's do some stuff, kind of see how it moves and see how it sounds. There the DX is. Now I'm getting kind of a, I'm sure you can hear it in the video, it's kind of a sound like air is leaking. I'm not exactly sure where. I've got all 8 screws in it, got it pretty tight in there. So who knows? Not exactly sure. I guess when we throw in the other sub, we'll see if we're still hearing it or not, since they both have the exact same basket. But we've got the XD in here. Of course, you can see the red stitching on it. Anyway, remember the other sub was a single 4 ohm sub, so of course it was wired to 4 ohms. Obviously, this is a dual 2 ohm sub, so we have it ran in series up to 4 ohms. Not that it matters, but hey, it is wired to the same impedance as the other guy, just so we can keep this thing kind of apples to apples. But let's test this out and see how it sounds. Alrighty, with the XD, it sounds a lot better. I don't hear that air sound that I was hearing with the other one. Maybe this one is just sealing properly and the other one wasn't. But I will say, this guy does actually sound better. And I think having that bigger motor, it definitely sounded louder, even though I was playing at pretty much the same power. And overall, just did seem to do a little better. Not crazy good in the super low frequencies, but you're not buying a $120 sub if you're trying to dig super duper low anyway. But hey, overall in that normal bass music that you're going to be listening to on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, sounds really, really good. All right, next up, let's do a DV test. We're going to have both subs sat in the exact same spot. Of course, we'll have the trunk closed. We'll have the driver's side window open. We'll have the meter in the passenger side kick. Again, both will be wired to 4 ohms, so we'll do 35, 40, and 45 hertz for both of them and see what we get. Let's get it. Now, guys, we are running all these tests off of the Taram's Big Boss 8s. Of course, we got the red, white, and blue going here. So far, I've absolutely loved this amp. Guys, this thing is great. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be doing the test with this guy, so we'll have plenty of power. Like I said, sub facing the back. Got the SMD AMM1 here so we can see how much power we put to it. SBL Labs mini bass meter in the kick. Let's get it. All right, guys, we have the DX 35 hertz. Let's get it. 1,991 watts. And we got a 135.3. All right, let's try 40 hertz. 1,777 watts, but the ohms did rise to almost 7 ohms. And we got a 138.2. 45 hertz. 1,492 watts. And we got a 138.3. All right, y'all, we got the XD up. 35 hertz. Let's see what we get. 1974 watts, and we got a 136.5. Okay, let's try 40 hertz, see what we get. Y'all, the ohms rising super high there. Not helping out my cause, only 1200 watts. But we did get a 138.4. Okay, let's give it a shot at 45 hertz. See what we get. Y'all, the ohms rising to 11 there. Not good at all. Guys, we're getting up to 1100 watts, and then we start clipping, which is just not helping my cause whatsoever. Hey, that being said, we did break up into a 140.3. All right, we've got both these guys hooked up to my Defbon's 9.5K that we got up here, of course. Super tiny little Big Jeff Audio lithium battery over here powering it all. So we're setting about 13.6 volts. We'll see how it does through this test. But we've got each of these guys wired to 4 ohms, which means the same amount of power should be going to each. Now, obviously, the bigger fella should last longer, but hey, wouldn't be a real test if we didn't test it out and see for ourselves. So that's just what we're gonna do. There she goes. Y'all, after 9 minutes, this guy finally let loose. Well, that's kind of crazy. Well, y'all, actually, both these subs lasted way longer than I thought. I don't know, exactly how much power I was put into it, but it was definitely way over 300 watts. I don't know, it was a lot, guys. Finally, the smaller guy over here let loose. Look at that smoke just rolling out of there. Burned up my Big Jeff hat, but that was wild. And my little battery actually did pretty good. Dropped down to 13.1. But this guy is not charging. It's just in the kind of trickle mode. So it did not get low enough to trigger this guy to actually turn on and start charging. So props to the Big Jeff battery. All right, the XD though, still hanging on there. Still working. Nice. Well, YouTube, there you have it. My overall thoughts is that I was, overall, guys, actually pretty impressed how long both of these held out. Now, guys, I'm totally going to say, spend the extra $40, get the XD, dual voice coil, bigger motor, better tinsel leads. Easily makes this guy worth the extra $40. All right, that's it for this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. And, of course, big thanks to Big Jeff for helping out with this video. And, of course, a big thank you to American Base for making some great value equipment. No matter your price range, you're going to get your bang for your buck when you grab something with them. So thank you again. All right, that's what we're doing for this video. Remember, as always, y'all, keep basing on.